Hi students, today I am going to talk about liver abscess and hemochromatosis. These two belong to the hepatobiliary system. Liver abscess being exclusively the disease of the liver. Hemochromatosis mainly affects the liver, but also it affects many other organs in the body. Liver abscess. An abscess is the collection of pus in the organs. So a liver abscess is a mass filled with pus inside the liver. Pathophysiology. Liver receives blood from both systemic and portal circulation. So increased susceptibility to infections would be expected due to increased exposure to microorganisms. However, Kupffer cells lining the hepatic sinusoids clear the bacteria so efficiently that infection rarely occurs. Multiple processes are associated with the development of causes of liver abscess. Infection extending from the biliary tract, organisms from the portal, arterial or venous system, cryptogenic, the cause is not known. Direct extension from the adjacent infected organs such as appendicitis, diverticulitis, etc. Traumatic injury causing a secondary infection and liver abscess. Secondary infection of necrotic tumors and cysts which undergo secondary infection. Post-surgical wound going for secondary infection and other causes. Symptoms and signs of liver abscess. There are various symptoms and signs in the liver abscess because it is associated with many surrounding organs and structures. Symptoms: fever, weight loss, nausea, vomiting, anorexia, right shoulder pain, weakness or malaise, chills, abdominal pain, night sweats, rigors, diarrhea, pleurisy, dyspnea, cough. Signs: right upper quadrant pain, hepatomegaly, jaundice, pleural effusion, elevated hemidiaphragm, rales or rhonchi in the night, hepatic pleural rub. All these are in the decreasing order of their frequency. Etiological classification. The three major forms of liver abscess classified by etiology are as follows. Pyogenic abscess, which is most often polymicrobial, accounts for 80% of hepatic abscess. Amoebic abscess due to Entamoeba histolytica accounts for 10% of the cases. Fungal abscess, most often due to Candida species, accounts for less than 10% of the cases. Etiology. A multitude of microorganisms can infect the liver and biliary tree, including bacteria, fungi, helminthes, and other parasites and protozoa. Bacterial. Several bacteria can infect the liver directly, including Staphylococcus aureus in toxic shock syndrome, Salmonella typhi in typhoid fever, and Treponema pallidum in secondary or tertiary syphilis. Etiology. Bacterial etiology continued. E. coli and Klebsiella pneumoniae are being the two most frequently isolated pathogens. Reports suggest that Klebsiella pneumoniae is an increasingly prominent cause. Other organisms reported in the literature include Actinomyces species, Echinella corrodens, Yersinia enterocolitica, Brucella melitensis, and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Amoebic liver abscess is most often due to Entamoeba histolytica. This is the most common extraintestinal amoebic infection. Pus material is known as anchovy sauce or reddish brown in color. Hydatid cysts are usually caused by echinococcal infections. These may get secondarily infected to become liver abscess. Necrotic tumors, both primary and secondary, may become infected secondarily, cause liver abscess. Fungal abscess primarily are due to Candida albicans, histoplasmosis, aspergillus species, occur in individuals with prolonged exposure to antibacterials, hematologic malignancies, solid organ transplants, and congenital and acquired immunodeficiency. Morphology, gross morphology, liver abscess. This is a pyogenic liver abscess showing two centric abscess, and amoebic liver abscess is also multicentric, and you have the CT scan picture of liver abscess where you can find liver abscess a translucent area. Complications of liver abscess: sepsis leading to septicemia, empyema, collection of pus in the pleural cavity resulting from contiguous spread or intrapleural rupture of the abscess, peritonitis due to rupture of abscess into the peritoneum, endophthalmitis when an abscess associated with Klebsiella pneumoniae bacteremia. Now coming to the topic hemochromatosis. This of course primarily affects the liver in addition to many other organs in the body. Hemochromatosis is caused by excessive iron absorption, and most of which is deposited in the parenchymal organs such as liver and pancreas, followed by heart, joints and endocrine organs. When hemochromatosis results from an inherited disorder, it is referred to as hereditary hemochromatosis. Usually this is autosomal recessive type. When accumulation occurs as a consequence of excessive parenteral administration of iron or multiple blood transfusions, it is called as secondary hemochromatosis. Overview. The total body iron pool ranges from 2 to 6 grams in normal adults. About 0.5 gram is stored in the liver, 98% of which is in the hepatocytes. In the most severe form of hemochromatosis, total iron accumulation may exceed 50 grams, more than one-third of which accumulates in the liver. The following main features characterize severe iron load in the body: micronodular cirrhosis in all patients, diabetes mellitus in 75 to 80% of the patients, abnormal skin pigmentation in 75 to 80%. Iron accumulation in hereditary form is lifelong, but the injury caused by excessive iron is slow and progressive. Hence, symptoms usually first appear in the 4th to 6th decades of life. Symptoms appear later in women since menstrual bleeding counterbalances the accumulation until menopause. Because many women do not accumulate clinically relevant amounts of iron within their lifetime, hereditary hemochromatosis affects more males than females in the ratio 5:1 or 7:1. Pathogenesis. Because there is no regulated iron excretion from the body, the total body iron is tightly regulated by intestinal absorption. In hereditary hemochromatosis, regulation of intestinal absorption of dietary iron is abnormal, leading to net iron accumulation of 0.5 to 1 gram per year. The disease manifests itself typically after 20 grams of iron is stored. Mechanisms of liver injury includes lipid peroxidation via iron catalyzed free radical reactions, stimulation of collagen formation by activation of hepatic stellate cells, interaction of reactive oxygen species and iron itself with the DNA, leading to lethal cell injury and predisposition to hepatocellular carcinoma. The action of iron are reversible in cells that are not fatally injured, and removal of excess iron with therapy promotes tissue. The main regulator of iron absorption is the protein hepcidin, encoded mainly by the HAMP gene and secreted by the liver. Transcription of hepcidin is increased by inflammatory cytokines and iron itself, and decreased by iron deficiency, hypoxia, and ineffective erythropoiesis. Other proteins involved in iron metabolism do so by regulating hepcidin levels. These include hemojuvelin, HJV, which is expressed in the liver, heart, and skeletal muscle and responsible for juvenile hemochromatosis. Transferrin receptor 2, TFR2, which is highly expressed in hepatocytes, where it mediates the uptake of transferrin bound iron. HFE, the product of hemochromatosis gene. Decreased hepcidin synthesis caused by mutations in hepcidin, HJV, TFR2, and HFE has a central role in the pathogenesis of hemochromatosis. Hepcidin binds to the liver cellular iron efflux channel known as ferroportin, causing its internalization and degradation, thereby inhibiting the release of iron from intestinal cells and macrophages into circulation. Therefore, hepcidin lowers plasma iron levels, thereby preventing deposition of iron in the liver and other organs. Conversely, a deficiency of hepcidin causes iron overload in the organ. This is a schematic diagram to show the role of hepcidin in normal iron absorption as well as in hemochromatosis. The first one, A, underlined with black ink, is normal iron absorption, wherein hepcidin synthesis takes place in the hepatocytes with the influence of HFE, HJV, TFR2, and very little iron will be retained in the hepatocytes, and hepcidin goes to the enterocytes which are present in the intestinal lining, and then they attach to ferroportin, which is responsible for efflux of iron from the enterocyte into circulation, and it degrades them so that iron is retained in the enterocyte without releasing much out into the circulation. DMT1 is a divalent metallic transportase 1 is responsible for the absorption of iron from the lumen into the enterocyte. In the second case of hemochromatosis, which is underlined in brown color, is the cause of hemochromatosis, where the HFE, HJV, TFR2 are all mutated, thereby reducing the production of hepcidin in the liver, and so there is retention of iron in the form of ferritin. And this one, because it is reduced in number, it cannot control or degrade the ferroportin, and so the most of the iron that is absorbed will be released into the circulation, thereby depositing in the organs. Classification of iron overload. There are two types as mentioned earlier. One is hereditary hemochromatosis, other is hemosiderosis, or known as secondary hemochromatosis. Hereditary hemochromatosis occurs because of the mutations of genes encoding HFE, transferrin receptor 2, or hepcidin, or HJV, that is hemojuvelin, which is responsible for juvenile hemochromatosis. Secondly, the acquired or secondary hemochromatosis, or also known as hemosiderosis, is due to parental iron overload by intramuscular injections of iron, ineffective erythropoiesis with increased erythroid activity, such as it occurs with myelodysplastic syndromes and hemolytic anemias. Increased oral intake of iron, congenital atransferrinemia, chronic liver diseases also cannot produce hepcidin in good number, thereby it increases hemosiderosis. Neonatal hemochromatosis is a congenital hemochromatosis, but this is not a hereditary hemochromatosis. This occurs in utero in the patient. Morphology. Severe hemochromatosis is characterized principally by hemosiderin deposition in the following organs, such as liver, pancreas, myocardium, pituitary, adrenals, thyroid and parathyroid glands, joints and skin. Secondly, cirrhosis of liver, which leads to hepatocellular carcinoma. Pancreatic fibrosis, which can lead to diabetes, bronze diabetes. And this is a picture to show in the liver, the iron becomes evident first as a golden yellow hemosiderin granules in the cytoplasm of the periportal hepatocytes. With increasing iron load, there is progressive involvement of rest of the lobules, along with the bile duct epithelium and Kupffer cell pigment. Iron is a direct hepatotoxin, and inflammation is characteristically absent. In early stages of accumulation, the liver is typically slightly larger than normal, dense and chocolate brown in color. Fibrous septa develop slowly, leading ultimately to a small, shrunken liver with micronodular pattern of cells. This is the picture of normal liver, where it has got a glistening surface without any reduction in the size, and on the other hand there is cirrhosis of liver with micronodular formations and roughened surface. Macroscopically, the liver parenchyma is in later stages is often dark brown to nearly black due to overwhelming iron accumulation. Biochemical determination of hepatic tissue iron concentration. Hepatic tissue iron concentration has been the gold standard for quantitating hepatic iron. This is a picture of histological picture of liver with a special stain to demonstrate the iron deposition. The stain used here is the Pearl's stain or Pearl's Prussian blue stain, and here you can see the blue colored deposition of iron. Thank you.